Last time on the build. Okay, we've got the block is done. Tell me what we do next.
Yep. We just make sure it's all the way cooled down to room temp. We always got to make sure the block's cooled completely off before we go to our shot blaster, because it can distort the block if you took it hot and tried to go to the shot blaster, because it actually generates heat with a steel shot from the friction of it.
Okay.
So we got to make sure we don't distort our block.
So could it literally melt or warp?
Yeah, you can. What it would mostly do is distort the mains, and then you need a line bore.
Okay, so
So
we don't
we
want to
try
have to
to
go avoid that if we can.
Correct. We avoid that if we can. Small granules of steel, you see.
Oh wow.
Very fine.
They just don't break down or anything though, do they?
Over time they will.
But it takes a while.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long does that usually take?
For a block, we usually run them 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay.
It's the same thing. If you hit it too much, the sharp edges will fold over.
Oh.
And we don't want to fold the metal over on the engine block.
Yeah.
We do when we go back when we're to prep the block, we go over all the sharp edges and file them anyhow. But we try to do minimal damage.
Okay.
We're trying to just clean.
Wow. You wouldn't think it was the same one.
Take it out of its cage, then we're going to go into this tumbler right here. And we roll the motor over. It's just a big wheel that's tumbling it, and we blow it. Get all the shot beam that might still be in the oil passage or coolant passage or whatever. It gets a little loud.
Okay, we're at the magnafluxing table. What we're going to do is check for cracks in the head and the block. To understand more about how this is done, Rob's going to walk us through the process.
Okay. This is our magnaflux station here. What we got here, these two stands here are magnetic. They use an electromagnet. We hit our switch right here and they magnetize. Okay?
Very cool.
So what we do, we take our block, we sit it on there, we magnetize it.
Okay.
This dust here is magnetic, and that's the flux end of it.
Right.
So we sprinkle that over top of it, and the magnetic force will draw the flux into any kind of crack or imperfection in that block.
So it stands out.
It'll stand out, plus we use a light on it,
Okay.
and that really makes the colors pop out,
Okay.
you could say.
So if we do find a crack, then that'll tell us now we either got to fix it or stop completely.
Correct.
Depending on where it's at.
That's it.
Okay. Well, let's
Okay.
give it a shot. Let's see
All
what we
right.
got.
Sprinkle the dust.
Where would you look for cracks? What's
Well,
the most?
on the blocks, a lot of times we see it in the valley. If it's been frozen,
Okay.
they crack right here in the lifter valley a lot.
Okay.
If there's a problem with the cylinder, of course, it's going to crack right up the cylinder.
Okay.
Occasionally we see it on the deck, not too often. We can check everything. If we're going to check this side, then we'll flip it over and check the bottom side also.
Okay. One concern I had, because of the way the frame twisted, was in the motor mount area.
Right.
And seeing if that's my concern. So I feel a whole lot better if we find out for sure there's no cracking right around there. Because it was in a bind.
Right. That's when we're going to flip it over and we'll see it. Here's the area that you've been talking about.
Right in here.
Yeah, mostly overheating or freezing them is what breaks them.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you had some kind of catastrophic engine failure, then, of course, you might have a lot of damage then, and we scrap it.
Okay.
Looking good. I don't know if we noticed that before, but this thing has had a repair sleeve put in this cylinder right here.
Oh,
See the line around
I see
it?
that.
Which
So,
ain't necessarily a bad thing.
yeah.
Might have cracked one at one time.
And they fixed it?
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of times the sleeve's actually better than the block is.
Block?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We're
Looking good there? Yes, sir.
Awesome. So we can move forward.
Yep.
Perfect. So we got to check the heads next?
Yeah.
Okay.